South Africa undergoing an aviation safety audit by a United Nations body, and that's so important. Of course, the International Civil Aviation Organization on a 12-day universal safety oversight audit program, and it's assessing the country's civil aviation safety system as well as oversight capabilities. But today is the last day of that audit and the ICAO's 1,000th in total. Deputy Director Monitoring and Oversight at ICAO, Captain Denis Guindon, speaking to us now about this and joining me live in studio. Captain, thank you for your time. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Tumelo. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming through. I mean, let's talk about, the work of ICAO and why it's so significant.
Thank you. Well, ICAO is a United Nations specialized organization, as you've said. And really our strategic objective is to improve aviation safety, security, ensure the system is efficient, and at the same time that we're environmentally friendly. But our parts here this week is really about aviation safety and measuring the Civil Aviation Authority of South Africa.
Right. So perhaps clarify for us, when you are auditing a country's aviation standards, what exactly do you look for?
Oh, actually, it's very, very comprehensive. We have a team of 9 people here, auditors, which are going to be here for 2 weeks. We're closing actually today, and we're looking at everything at the Civil Aviation Authority, their regulation, basically how they have their training program for the inspectors, how they regulate, how they surveil airlines, airport operators, and so on and so forth. So we're looking at how the system is working.
Right.
And then we give them more or less what we call an effective implementation percentage, i.e. it's like a mark from 0 to 100%. So we give them their mark at the end, and then they go along with their report cards with their mark, and they try to keep improving. So that's how it works.
Are you able to just tell us so far, just between you and I, no one's listening, I promise, because I know that the oversight has been concluded today, how the country's doing so far, because it's been a 12-day intensive monitoring, I can imagine. How's it been going?
Oh, it is very intensive for everybody, not only the country, but obviously for the auditors as well, which are working 12, 14 hours a day, and same for the Civil Aviation Authority, actually. It's demanding. We ask close to 800 questions, very precise, very specific. They're the same around the world. So then we're ensuring that we're measuring each state in the right way. But the global average actually is close to 68% of effective implementation. But in 2017, South Africa fared with an 87%, which is quite significant. That's about 20% above the global average.
Absolutely.
As far as today, I will not release the marks yet, but I think that the country will be happy with the results.
I did try. We'll have to wait for that official announcement. I also understand, please correct me if I'm wrong, this is your 1,000th audit. You also had a gala dinner on Friday. What's the significance of this also being hosted in South Africa?
Well, it's a fantastic pleasure to be here. And first of all, you can just imagine, auditing is probably not very jazzy. And people, when they talk about auditing, it's kind of harsh, it's cold, it's not something you want. But we've been alive for 25 years now, carrying audits around the world. And the fact that the program is still alive after 1,000 activity, it's quite significant. And for us to be actually in Africa, which is the continent which has progressed the most in aviation safety in the last decade, is significant. And being as well in South Africa, led by a woman civil aviation director general, and as well her team leader is from Africa, leading the team from around the world. It's quite significant to us. So we're extremely happy, and actually we've been hosted very well, and people are extremely supporting to our activities in the last couple of weeks.
What would you say over the years since inception of ICAO have you been putting in place to make sure that the world of aviation is safe?
Well, it's a challenge all the time. Aviation is very safe, as we know, because we've worked extremely hard at it. And actually, basically what we've done is we've tried to implement some programs around the world which are more or less customized for some area depending on their difficulties. So Africa has got what we call the African plan, and then this is where we work in implementing different programs to support the development of aviation safety. While at the same time, basically what we have in South Africa as well, this state is so in advance of the rest of the world, or actually in the rest of Africa, that is supporting the other states surrounding them. So not only we have plans and programs coming from ICAO, But we have as well states such as South Africa, which is supporting other neighbor states to raise the bar of aviation safety, which is quite commendable, actually.
Yeah, I'm glad you talk about raising the bar, because my next question was going to be about that, how you would compare, Western countries to more of your poorest states. And we know Africa is still developing as a continent. How would you compare in terms of, aviation standards?
Yeah. We never tried to compare one state to another, obviously. However, that being said, I think that every part of the world's got their stars, and I think that we're happy to be in South Africa right now, because they're way above the average of the globe in regards of their marks, and I don't think they have anything to envy. So in that regards, I guess I would not have much more to say than they're doing well.
Yeah. I want to talk about, diversity and also inclusivity within aviation. Have you seen progress? I mean, I know that in the country, there's a big push, for young children, girls in particular, to also, venture into the world of aviation, be exposed to the opportunities that lie there. What work are you doing to ensure that we understand the work that goes into it and everyone is included in all the opportunities that lie there?
Actually, we have some programs which is extremely important, trying to raise the bar in regards of gender equality within the system. Usually it was a male-dominated, very technical, but basically I think that we're breaking quite a lot of the glass ceiling in South Africa, with Ms. Koza being the CEO of the SACA, and at the same time having the team leader of this audit being from Africa as well. So I think that we're doing better and better. To give you some example, I mean, we have more and more women in the cockpits now, flying airplanes and so on and so forth. But it's not easy. We have to keep working at it. We have to raise the bar. But having the discussion, I guess, is the first good start.
Well, I appreciate you speaking to me about this and coming onto studio, Denis, and all the best, of course, as you continue to conclude, rather, on this 12-day oversight audit. I wish you all the best, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Madam Tumelo. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, thank you so much. Of course, there you have it. That is, of course, Captain Denis Guindon, Deputy Director, Monitoring and Oversight in Aviation Bureau at ICAO, speaking to us more about their visit to the country, the gala dinner that was hosted on Friday. We know that today being the last day of that audit, the 1,000th audit, and South Africa being the proud host, and wishing them, of course, all the best in all the programs to ensure the world of aviation continues to be safe, but also has all those opportunities available to everyone.